All right, so I think we should be starting up. I believe we are live. What is up, everyone? I hope you guys are all having yourself a beautiful, fantastic Wednesday night. I have a special guest with me, Miss Amy Leisner. Just to make sure I got that correct. Amy for those of you that don't know who Amy's a special guest here, and she's been crushing it as a copywriter. And I invited her kind of just to break down really her thoughts on what she believes is the future of copywriting, knowing that AI is now becoming a thing, and seeing how newer copywriters can now adjust to today's time, so they'll be able to thrive. So, Amy, again, it's a pleasure to have you in the community, and introduce who you are, as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like you mentioned, my name is Amy. I am a copywriter. I'm a coach for copywriter, a mentor. I've worked in agencies in my past throughout Southern California, doing social media content, copywriting, all those things. Went to full-time freelance in 2018. And then I've been working as a freelancer since then.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Now, how long have you said you've been a copywriter for a little while now, and how long have you been doing coaching for?
Coaching, full-fledged coaching, I would
Okay.
say the last year I've really shifted into having my main, source of income, I guess, be from copywriting clients over now to supporting other copywriters through my courses and coaching programs and things like that. But I've always been a teacher at heart, a natural teacher. I've
Love
had
that.
podcasts, I've had coaching clients, I've mentored people. So it's a
Very
very
cool.
natural transition. I'm just like getting paid appropriately for giving my tips and advice.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I think there's a power when you can use the things that you've learned to impact and change somebody's life, which is exactly what you're doing. So I love that. I love that. Now let's kind of get things started because I definitely want to hear, especially with everything kind of going on with AI. Things are now adjusting, adapting. I want to kind of get your 2 cents on what you kind of see the future of what copywriting is going to be now that AI is now becoming a thing. Like, what exactly would you give as your 2 cents of how, let's say, a beginner copywriter right now who is kind of just starting out, they are seeing AI, they're seeing how a lot of people are using AI as a way to build their business. What is your 2 cents with how somebody can approach AI for them to ultimately still thrive and grow?
Yeah. First of all, I would approach it with curiosity and excitement and not fear. I
Mm,
feel like how you
yeah,
approach these new things is really going to define your experience with them. So if we're going towards something new, it's inevitable. Like AI is here, all these things are here, they're not going anywhere. So now it's our choice to use them to benefit us or to make us nervous and shy away. And it's very much a mindset thing. I know you're all about that too. It's like how you approach things, how you think about things. So that's step one. Be excited, be curious, and use it as a tool to help support your business. Efficiency is a big one for me with AI. I see a lot of opportunity in terms of like research and researching your audience's voice, doing personas, things like that. So traditionally, the writing part of our job isn't even the biggest part. Like oftentimes we are spending time in the trenches, interviewing, gathering research, especially as a freelancer. We don't have a team, like a strategy team or,
for sure.
a project manager that can communicate with the client. So it's all on us. So AI, ChatGPT are great tools that we can use to do that research for us, to gather that information. Also just keep your wheels turning. You're a one-person show, right? So
For
it's not
sure.
like just go to the copywriter in the cubicle next to us
Yeah.
and like toss around ideas. So I love using AI as a way to just like get those creative juices flowing, get some like ideas going, and then you take it and refine it from there.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And in terms of the business side, like how do you feel about like what can a copywriter do you feel like can do with AI potentially being in competition?
Um, Like in terms of structuring our business?
Structuring the business. Exactly. Exactly. So a fear that I see like with a lot of copywriters that I talk to is they feel like since AI is now evolving, a lot of people are now using it. They're seeing a lot of business owners are now using AI instead of copywriters. So what would you give as like your advice on what maybe a beginner copywriter can do to kind of get more notice
Yeah.
rather than the business owner using ChatGPT as a way for them to ultimately write their copy?
Yeah. So I really believe in the power of building a personal brand as a freelance
Love
copywriter.
that. Love
And
that.
your personality, you as a human, can literally never be replaced by AI, by a robot. Like it's literally impossible. So if you lean into building a personal brand in your marketing strategy right now, as you're getting started, like commit to it, pick a platform that you're going to start showing up on social media. I tell my clients to go narrow and deep. So figure out
Love
where
that.
your clients are hanging out, show up there and show up with your full self. Like don't just share about marketing, copywriting, like share about your passions, your interests, because those like little random things are what potential clients are going to be connecting with you on. And again, the writing part, like obviously you have to be a good writer, but
For
people
sure.
are hiring you for so much more than that. They're also hiring you for creating a really high quality experience as a contractor. Like, are you
100%.
delivering your deliverables on time? Are you delivering them in a very high quality manner? And then you get referrals. And then that's really how you build your business. So then
Exactly.
people are referring you. So they're even skipping the step of weighing between person or ChatGPT. If it's a direct referral and someone in your niche or industry, just a friend of a friend is like, you got to hire this person, they're awesome, then AI is like just even wiped out of the equation because you're delivering such a high quality product.
I love that. I love that. And one thing that I really, really admire that you said is this concept of building a brand. I think a lot of people kind of get this misconception that building a brand isn't necessary. And I think I'm not too sure if you listened to if you read Gary Vee's new book, Day
No,
Trading
we left
Attention.
the conversation yesterday, so I'm aware. Should read it. Maybe it's a sign.
Yeah, it's a really good book. It's a really good book. Gary Vee talks about this concept of today's new currency is your ability to get more attention.
Mhm.
So essentially, the reason why this is important because as you're a copywriter building a brand, in order for people to notice you, see who you are, you have to ultimately get attention, what helps to build a brand. So, like you even said as well, if you can join communities or pick a platform that has all your potential clients in there, getting their attention by showcasing who you are, showing that you're a real person, talking about your character traits, a thing that that are your interests, your prospects will naturally connect with you. Maybe then using ChatGPT. And I think that to me is such an important piece, especially in today's industry, of building a brand where you're now building attention and getting eyeballs,
Mhm. Yep.
right? And one thing as well that I really like that you pointed out too is I remember you had mentioned this concept of having really good experience with your clients. And I think it's funny too because I was talking to one of my clients in my coaching calls on Monday about this concept of making sure that although getting results is definitely important, like you want to make sure that your writing is good, you're getting your clients results, but I think one thing that I personally have realized in my journey, you can speak on this too, is clients really admire the experience of what it was like working with you a lot more rather than maybe the actual. Sure, the writing is important, but I think it's the experience of are you showing up? Are you writing the copy on time? Are they happy with working with you? Because if they are happy with working with you, that's going to lead to them more referrals, which you like you had mentioned, which is definitely going to lead to more clients coming your way as well,
Mhm. Yep. Yeah,
right?
I absolutely agree. Like it's the little things too. It's like how seamlessly can you fit into their workflow? You know, like maybe you
Exactly.
have to learn a new, like maybe you have to learn ClickUp or you have to learn Asana or you have to like make certain adjustments to your flow, but it just leads to, like you said, a great experience. And then they
Yeah.
definitely recognize that. And it's not even fair to expect to have a direct correlation between the copy and a result of a campaign. Like there is so much more that goes on to whether or not that campaign is going to work. Like, is it the right offer? Is it the right pricing? A lot of these things
For
aren't even
sure.
up to us. We're just given that. And then a lot of the energetics can come in too, where it's like maybe the person selling this deep down didn't really want to, or didn't really want to fill out that program, where it's like
For
these
sure.
untangible things that we can deliver perfect copy, and it still might not end up perfectly, but you'll still stay on board because they know that they can trust you, and they know that you'll adjust and you'll take feedback, and they want you on for like the next iteration of that campaign, you know? So I guess just a mindset tip for people too. I know as copywriters, like we put our heart and soul into our projects, and it's hard to get harsh criticism or when a
Yeah.
campaign doesn't work or whatever, but just to know that it's not all on you. Like it's
Mm,
not all on you. There's a lot more going on that will define the
100%.
success.
1000%. It's a mindset shift. It's a mindset shift, 1000%. And if you, I guess my next question to you, because you've been in the game for how long? Just so I can make sure I hit it on the nail.
Yeah, so I've been in online marketing, copywriting since 2013, and then full-time,
2013.
yeah,
Wow.
full-time freelance since 2018.
Everyone who's watching, she's been in the game for almost, what is it, 11 years now,
Yeah,
roughly? 11
and I'm
years in
only
the game.
22.
Amazing.
I'm just kidding.
You look amazing. That's awesome. So you've been in the game for 11 years. What would you, I guess, because I love talking about like the chapters that you kind of went throughout this journey. Like if I were to ask you, Amy, if you were to look at the first freelance copywriter year that you had, if we were to reflect back to that individual and talk to that person, what would be the biggest advice that you would give her?
I would say just keep going.
Mm,
I really like how I approached my freelance journey, actually.
yeah,
Um, So I just a little bit of background, just like to, I don't know, give an example of what a pathway could look like for someone.
yeah.
So I was working in jobs, and I knew that I wanted to do this copywriting thing. And so I actually did go back to school for advertising, but I had a bunch of jobs at that time. And I literally asked every job I was in if I could do their newsletter or if I could take over social media or whatever, just to start getting practice. Some of it was paid, some of it wasn't. So it was very
Mm,
scrappy. And then I ended up getting a degree in advertising, and I got a job in-house, but it still didn't align. Like I'm not a corporate girly, like I'm unemployable. I like to joke, but I couldn't just quit and just do freelance. Like that
for
didn't
sure.
feel safe to me. Like it was too much of a leap. So I eventually transitioned with an agency to be a freelancer with that agency. So I was
Hmm.
able to have a conversation with them and just switch from being full-time to freelance. But I built up side hustle clients while I was still in that full-time role. So I
Cool.
love that season. It like there's seasons in your business, right? So
For
this was
sure.
like the scrappy season, the I have a vision, I know I want this business, I know I want to be fully on my own, as a freelancer. So I'm going to get up at 4:30 and I'm going to do my cold pitches, and I'm going to, run home during lunch, and I'm going to work on my website because I know I want it
Yeah.
this bad, but it was very much a season. And then just to age myself again, some of the first clients I got was through Craigslist. So
Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
I
Hmm?
posted an ad on Craigslist, and the
Nice.
subject line was just "need a blogger?" question mark. And I got a few clients through that. So
That's
you're
awesome. That's
scrappy and
awesome.
creative. So I
Yeah.
guess my advice to my younger self would just be like validation and just, keep going. I guess the keep going part would come in a few times during this journey where I thought I hated copywriting, but I
Mm.
really just hated my boundaries with clients. So that's, I think, what
Mm.
I would say is set boundaries, trust yourself. If it's not this, it's something better. And yeah, really put yourself and your needs and your vision first.
I love that. I love that. It's focusing on the vision and what you want.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And of course, as a freelancer entrepreneur, because we're both ultimately the same exact things. I guess for you, during difficult challenges, like what was that thing that kept that fire still fuming? Like what was that thing that kept you still pushing forward to continue moving forward? Because I know within these last, 10 to 11 years, there's definitely been a lot of challenges. But what was that one thing that kept Amy continuing to move forward no matter what?
I made a conscious note about how much I hated working for certain people and in certain environments.
Hmm.
Like there was, I mean, I applied for full-time jobs. There were seasons of that where I'm like, I don't like this. This is too stressful. Like I'm just gonna go work for someone else. And I went through interview processes and no one ever hired me. And so then I just had to like refocus with myself and that bigger vision, talk to my husband about it. And he's like, Amy, like you will be miserable if you do. I'm like, I'm just gonna go work at Target. And he's like, no, you're not. So I think having that support that just
Love that.
reminds you of your true self and like everything that I spoke to that person, whoever that person can be for you, but
Mhm.
just that person that can bring you back to yourself and your center and be like, I know this sucks right now, but it's gonna suck way more if you give up on this.
100%. 100%, 100%. I think if you have a solid support system, whether, for example, your husband or family, friends, or just even a network of other copywriters
Yep.
on the same exact journey to you, I think that to me there's a power in that a lot of people don't really realize because as an entrepreneur, as a copywriter, you can be in the trenches, putting in a lot of work and not seeing instant results. And then doubt kicks in, beliefs of like, hey, is this actually going to work starts to kick in. But if you have somebody who kind of just puts you into your element where it's like, hey, temporarily right now, I know it sucks, but permanently it won't be like this. And
Right.
I think if you can have somebody kind of change that reality, that's when things start to move forward. And I love the fact that you had that because I think again, I think support is the key to this. And even for myself too, for my when I first started my copywriting journey a few years ago, of course I went through a lot of difficult challenges. But I think for me, the thing that kind of kept me moving forward as well is my why and also that support. I would have my girlfriend kind of breaking down like, hey, this is just for right now, kind of like what your husband was saying. And it's not permanent. And I think when you focus on that why specifically, like for me, the reason why I started my journey was for my children. Even though I don't have children right now, it's for my future children. And if when difficult moments start to happen, you can focus on the reason why you're doing this and you have that in the back of your mind. I don't know why, but I feel like magic just tends to start happening
Mhm.
and people start showing up, prospects start reaching out, referrals start to come in. It's just this constant knowingness that if you focus on your why and you keep moving forward, things will eventually start working out.
Yep. Yeah, totally. If I had to identify my why, I think it's freedom.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because in a corporate setting, I was like, wait, you're making me take a lunch and take breaks when like I could just leave early instead. Like,
For sure.
just taking a freedom or like having to go to the grocery store on the weekend when everyone else is like, no, like freedom is, and then I do have a daughter, and then having the freedom of picking her up from school if she's sick without having to ask for permission or so yeah, that why. And I think it is like it's part of our psychology. Like having that why is the
Mhm.
thing that you honestly like really do need to identify within yourself, write it down, look at it every day.
For
Because I
sure.
think that is one of those mindset tricks that you can implement as like not.
1000%. 1000%. 1000%. And my next question as well, with the future of copywriting, I kind of want to hear your thoughts with that. Like, where do you see the industry kind of shifting off to in terms of like the marketing piece of what copywriters can start doing to start getting more clients for themselves?
Yeah, that's like the $1 million question, right? It's always like, where do I get more clients? How do I get more clients? But like
Yeah,
you mentioned, like when the magic starts happening, when you do get in alignment with yourself and your why and all those things, like And this is kind of my mission, is to bring more of like that energetic piece to this
For
industry,
sure.
because so many people, they take the courses and they take the cold pitch things and they can do the trainings. And I teach that too. It all
For
works,
sure.
but it doesn't all work the same for everybody. So I feel like the
Love
future is
that.
a much more individualized approach. And if you're open for doing the inner work and the mindset stuff and the energetics and opening yourself up to those possibilities, manifestation, all that stuff,
Love that.
like that's very powerful. And it's more of the being, it's more of knowing who you are.
Yeah.
There's different things you can tap into. Like some of us are natural community builders. So we are going to thrive in communities. Some people are meant to initiate. So those initiate people are probably going to have more success cold pitching and
For
reaching out.
sure. For sure.
Figuring out your energetic like systems and your wirings and your beliefs and all that, I think is really the differentiating factor in people who make it in this business and people who will end up finding a different path.
I agree with everything that you said right there. And I 100% believe in that as well. I think it's understanding for a lot of people, it's aligning to the strategy that works for you. It's aligning to the strategy that works for you and your beliefs as well. Like, for example, for me, what I teach is Facebook profile if you're a beginner. And then if you're looking to really get to the next level, build a Facebook group. Now, for a lot of people, I know a lot of people resonate with that because it doesn't align with them. But for some people who see that and they align with that, that's when things start really working. Right.
Mhm.
And I think what you even said as well with the mindset piece, it's understanding that you can give the best strategy, whether it's cold emailing, whether it's cold pitching, whether it's building a Facebook group, whether it's building using the Facebook profile, whatever the case may be. You can give somebody that whatever kind of strategy, but if they necessarily don't believe that it's going to work, then it's never going to work. So I think it's understanding that the game that we're all playing here is all mindset. It's all mindset. And I think you really tackled on that a lot just now, which I love, because the game to this is if you truly believe that you can make this thing work no matter what strategy you use, naturally, again, the magic starts to happen. People start showing up, you'll start getting more attention, people start reaching out to you, start getting more referrals, and all the other great variables as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I think there's something to tie in there too with AI, and like a belief that we can choose for ourselves is that like, sure, AI is an option,
For sure.
but selling yourself on the value of having a human write copy versus AI, like that alone, like really sell. I tell my clients it's like you have to sell yourself first. If you're not sold on the fact that a sales page is valued at 10K. If you're not really sold on that thought, then you're not going to sell it to others. So if you can sell yourself on the fact that a human writing copy is more valuable than ChatGPT or whatever AI, that's a starting point to, move away, differentiate yourself away from that. And then for whatever reason, people will be magnetized to that, to your belief.
Exactly, exactly. I love that. I love that. And with I guess like with building the business, since like you've had some great experience in this, what do you feel like has been the most important pieces outside, of course, I know you said brand is important, but what other factors do you think has been a key role to your success so far?
Yeah, so I used to be kind of a generalist copywriter. I've had a bajillion different niches
Yeah.
and written for all types of different people, whatever. But one year I really niched down and I changed all my messaging, my Instagram, all that to copywriter for spiritual entrepreneurs and just a
Wow.
copywriter. So before I was like, I can do your website, I can do social media management, I can do everything. And
Hmm.
I really made it clear as to what I wanted to offer and to who. And I literally had people like thanking me. They're like, thank you for making that so clear, because now I know who to refer you to. So that
Love
like
that.
clarifying my message, you can call it niching down if you want. I don't, I mean, it was niching down, but at the same time, I still had other out of niche projects that I was doing in the background no one knew about. Like we don't have
Yeah.
to act like advertise everything we're doing. So
For
there were
sure, for sure.
behind the scenes retainers, like agencies I was still freelancing with, but my outwardly marketing was all my website. I got my website to rank on like the first page of Google because I had targeted SEO, because I had
Nice, nice, nice.
words, like all that
Yeah.
stuff really works. So
Hmm.
that was a big shift, a big leap, I guess, in my business when I did niche down and make it really clear.
Love that. Love that. Now, with I'm going to tie in another question. Do you think when you're first starting out, niching down is important? I think over time, as you start to get more experience, I think niching down is definitely important. But do you believe that in the beginning, when you're first starting out, do you think it's somebody should niche down, or do you think just land any opportunity and then over time start niching down as you continue to grow?
Yeah, I think there's like duality in that,
Mhm.
where you could have an idea of who you want to niche into, but you
For
have to
sure.
be open to opportunities. So I call it a season of yes when you're first.
Mm, I love
Unless
that.
you're fully booked with your most premium high-end clients, like I bet you have space to take on projects from all over the place. And every project is a learning opportunity. And then you can decide
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, I actually really like email copy. I didn't know I liked that. Or you know what, this niche is very interesting. So I'm going to go this direction and build on that. That being said, things like social media marketing, SEO is a longer game strategy. So if you do want to start a niche at the beginning, I think it's okay, but still be open to all these other opportunities and
Sure.
make it a more fluid experience. So you're not like closing off opportunities, but then you're utilizing the potential of like the algorithm and Google and all that stuff. So
1000%.
yes, and
1000%.
yes, the answer.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. And even to tackle on to what you said as well, I think in the beginning, getting opportunities is definitely important. But I think over time as well, definitely niche down, but you can also learn different things, whether it's, for example, if you're just specialized in blogs or ads, if there's another opportunity that you can leverage, sure, maybe go to social media copy because that could be another opportunity, another skill set that you can learn and add into your offer to making sure your offer is a lot more, premium as well for the business.
Yep. Yeah, I teach that on sales calls too. Like,
Nice.
I'm an advocate of sell before you learn. So
Hmm?
let's say you're on a call with someone, you specialize in blogs, but you see the need for social media and that will really improve their brand and their sales and all these things. Like pitch them on that. Like why, like pitch them on that. You don't have to wait months and months to take some course over here or whatever. Like you can pitch them on that. If you're solid in your copywriting skills, you can adapt to new ones pretty quickly. So putting on that strategist hat is a way to like stack your proposals, suggest new things. People are looking to you as the expert. Like they want you to tell them what to do and what would be best for their brand. And that's how you get those bigger scope proposals, make more money, increase your offers, all that stuff.
I love it. I love it. Now, my next question for you is what do you feel like is I guess the number one thing that holds a lot of copywriters back from their full potential?
Good question. Procrastinating.
I love how you mix both those words together.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
I will die on this mountain. Like
Yeah.
the next time, I mean, we both sell coaching. We both
For
sell these.
sure.
Obviously, there's value in online learning and coaching and courses, all these
For
things.
sure.
But I see a lot of people hiding behind, oh, I have to do this certification. Oh, I have to learn this one. Oh, I have to
Oh,
get
this.
logo
Don't get
on.
me started with these certifications.
Yes, okay, good. I'm
Don't
like,
get me started with these certifications. I get it. I get it. But keep on going though. Keep on going.
I was like, we can pre-chat about this, so I hope we're on the same page. But it drives me
Yeah,
crazy because
it drives me crazy too.
investing in the wrong things. Like okay, I have this Dancing with the Stars analogy. So on Dancing with the Stars, when someone comes on and they have some type of dance background, like they were a pop star or a figure skater or a gymnast, they have the foundation. So it's easy for them to learn choreography. It's easy for them to perform. So they usually do good on the show. As a writer, as a copywriter, you have the foundations of writing. It's going to be easy for you to learn and adapt to a new style of copywriting. And you don't have to spend $500, $900, $2,000, $5,000 to get a logo on your website to like do that for clients because
Crazy. It's
they don't
crazy.
care about the logo on your website.
It's
That
crazy
is that's my soapbox. Like I could go on and then on a deeper level, it's like, what's going on here? What are
for
we
sure.
afraid of? It's some type we feel comfortable achieving. So you're getting this validation from someone else telling you, good job, you did it. Here's a logo, here's a certification, all
Yeah.
these things. When we have to find validation within ourselves, we have to just decide we're good at this. We're gonna, pitch the big things. We're gonna create all this stuff to grow our business. We don't need that outside stuff to let. So it's really that self-sourced validation.
1000%. And even to tap in as well with the certification, because trust, I can go on and off about that. I can go on and off about that. But what I find with a lot of copywriters is they spend the 2000, the 500, the $1,000 on this amazing certification, but they're like, how do I get clients now? Which to me is kind of doing things a little backwards. I think it's understanding that as a copywriter, like you don't necessarily need all these certifications. You don't need a logo to define that you're certified as a copywriter. I think it's what can I do to get myself out there and get more people noticing who I am as a freelance copywriter.
Yep.
I'm gonna always go back to what can I do to start getting more attention today?
Mhm.
What can I do to get more people to notice me? How can I get more people to notice me? This, when people notice me, I now can get them as a client and start writing their copy.
Yep.
That should be the biggest focus. And yeah, it's an interesting concept. It's an interesting concept. I've realized that really this whole game that we're all playing is really just understanding how to market yourself
Mhm.
properly. And I
Yep.
think that's the biggest misconception that I find with a lot of people, where they believe clients are just supposed to come to them when in reality that's not how it works. You
No.
need to market yourself consistently to get people to notice who you are. So this can ultimately lead to getting those paying clients, which that's everybody's big dream.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. 100% agree.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. Now, my last question to you, because this is really good. My last question to you is based on, I guess, your experience and everything that you kind of coached on, what do you feel like defines a successful copywriter? I'm not too sure. Did I ask this question or did I ask something similar to this?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
believe so.
Okay, what defines a successful copywriter? To me, it's someone who is making a full-time income, a supportive income,
Mhm.
and enjoys their day to day. Like it's very simple. I don't think it's like six figures or this many clients or
Yeah,
XYZ. Someone who loves their work, who feels fulfilled by their work, who has freedom in their schedule, who is challenged, and who is always striving for more and is excited about the industry. Um, I think that's a successful copywriter.
I love
And
it.
it's like it's all an internal game. Like it would have to be self-defined, I think.
Yeah. I think it's just coming from a place of like you have peace of mind with where you're at right now in your business.
Yes.
That's yeah, I love that. And I think that's where whatever kind of success looks like, whether that's making heck your first client, second, third, 5K, 6, 7, 8, 10K, right? You're
Mhm.
making six figures. It's whatever defines peace in your life, which I agree with you in terms of having success. But yeah, how did you enjoy today's mini podcast though?
I did. I had a great
It's good.
time.
It was good.
But
No, I love this.
it was
Yeah.
very, just so everyone knows, this was very like real. Like this is just a convo. Like I kind of
Literally.
this type of interview where it's just like, let's see what happens. And I thought it was great. I'm glad we're so on the same page with everything too. And I feel
1000%.
like this is the new generation of leadership in the copywriting space too.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm making a commitment to myself. Like I want to connect with all the big leaders in the industry. This is why literally I connected with you because I see you're crushing it. Like I'm seeing your group, I'm seeing all the good things that you're doing. I was like, I need to connect with Amy. So I was like, heck, I'm messaging her. We're jumping on a podcast. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'm I'm connecting with Amy. But yeah, no, I agree with that. I think it's so important because of course, like we're all coaches here, but I think at the end of the day, it's knowing that we're all here to build connections and relationships,
Yep,
right? Which
absolutely.
I think is the beauty of the online space as well.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
100%, 100%. So for those of you that would love to connect with Amy, feel free to message her. Amy, how many people do you have in your, I believe you have a Facebook group, is that correct?
Yeah,
How,
Copywriting Girls Club, we're almost at 15K.
15,000 people. So if you're a woman, want to learn more from Amy, feel free to reach out to her. Amy is crushing with her clients. Amy, any last words for you?
If you're not a woman, he's, she's, gays, and theys, you're welcome to connect as well. You can,
Everybody.
yeah,
I thought it
Instagram,
was just women because it said Copywriters Girls Club. So I thought it
yeah,
was only women.
the group is girls, but I'm all over Instagram too. So
Gotcha. Okay.
or at Amy Leisner, I just like re-entered LinkedIn, which I
Nice.
haven't been around there in a while, but I'm on there. My life is an open book on social media, and I would love
I
to
love
connect
it.
with anyone who vibed with this conversation. So yeah, reach out.
I love it. I love it. Well, again, everybody connect with Amy. If you're interested to learn more about how she can help you out. And Amy, it was a pleasure connecting with you. Thank you for, giving all your expertise, your value inside this community. And I'm always rooting for you as well.
Thanks. Same here. Thank you so much for the
Of
invitation.
course.
Appreciate
Of
it.
course. Have yourself a blessed one.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.